Now everything is advertised on television. Every major picture is advertised on television. So
definitely. Now, it's funny that you mentioned that, because your next film, which actually happens to be one of my favorites, is a film where you satire advertising in the film itself, which is The Stuff, which is great. Now, the concept of that, where did that come from? Aside from just basically you're satirizing just American consumerism, is that pretty much on the nose?
That's pretty much
Sweet,
what
I got
it was.
it. I got one. Look at that.
That's pretty much what it was. You know, I saw people constantly, and even more so today than even then, being victimized by products that end up being harmful to them. So you constantly today you see about medications being pulled off the market because they're killing the people they're supposed to be helping, or giving them lifelong illnesses that they'll never get over. And pharmaceutical companies are doing this right and left. And the you know, the Federal Trade Commission and all that, they okay products too quickly, and then they find out that they're doing stuff which is detrimental to people. But the biggest product that was killing people was cigarettes. And they were advertising everything. I mean, in the old days of television, almost every other commercial was cigarettes. If you got the old videos that you see of old television shows, you play them, nothing but cigarette commercials.
I remember the Flintstones ad. There was the Flintstones of Fred smoking a cigarette with Barney.
And even during World War II, all the comedians, Jack Benny, everybody was, Abbott and Costello, even people that catered to kids, were sponsored by cigarettes. And Camel cigarettes would send, you know, 500,000 Camel cigarettes to our soldiers every week in the Aleutians or in Europe or in Asia. Everybody get these cigarettes for free. Well, you know what they were doing. They were addicting an entire generation of young American men. And those cigarette companies actually killed more American boys than the Japanese and the Germans combined. I mean, the total casualties of American lives in World War II was under 1 million. Those cigarette companies killed tens of millions of young American boys by addicting them to cigarettes, by giving them free cigarettes. If you ever see a war movie, the guy is shot, he's lying there, and his friend comes over to him and says, "Charlie," and he says, "Oh, oh," and they take a cigarette out of his mouth and puts it in the mouth of the guy who's been wounded. It's not enough he's been shot. Now they got to put a fucking cigarette in his mouth.
Final nail.
Exactly.
And then when the cigarette falls out of his mouth, you know the guy's dead. But how many times you'll see this in World War II movies? Cigarettes, cigarettes, cigarettes. So I said, this is terrible. They've been poisoning and killing the public for years. Let me make a movie which shows that they actually do this, that they serve you with a product. Are you eating it, or is it eating you? You know, basically, and what it does to an American family, and what it does to a little boy. And, you know, all the people in the picture were kind of cynical people. Moriarty was an ex-FBI man who was an industrial spy. The girl was, she was a publicist who promoted these products without any regard to the damage that they might do to people. And the people who manufacture the product, they were bad ones too. And even at the end of the movie, when they decided to remove the stuff from the stores, they had come up with a new name for it, the Taste.
There it is.
But it only was 20% the stuff.
Same color scheme. Same color scheme.
And the Ice Cream King, who had hired Moriarty at the beginning, he was in on it. He was now a new partner in the, you know. So it just goes to show you, you know, what we did was silly and over the top, but had a total relevance to what really goes on.
So for people who haven't seen